So here we have the Broadway Limited PRR S2 Turbine number 6200 brass hybrid model. This is the refurbished model. We got it in the Fantasy Tuscan Red paint scheme, which looks beautiful. And later on you'll see it pulling some coaches that match that color really, really nicely. So just the initial impressions of the model. It's a very detailed engine. You see we've got a lot of pipe work there, separately fitted parts. We have separately fitted blow-off valves, whistle, a lot of railing and pipes. Then you can see on either side we have that turbine ventilation. That's that large pipe running along the edge. And one of the really cool things about this engine is this is a 3-4-3 wheel configuration, meaning there's 3 sets of wheels on the leading truck, 4 sets of driving wheels, and 3 sets of wheels on the trailing truck. The explanation I've seen online for that is because this was made during an era where we were at war and metal was, the lighter steel wasn't available, so they had to use heavier metal. So the engine actually needed these heavier trucks in the front and back to support its weight and help keep from derailing. One of the cool things about this is it is a steam engine, but you'll notice because it's a steam turbine, it does not have pistons. So it still has connecting rods connecting the 4 sets of driver wheels, but does not have the typical pistons on either side that actually cause locomotion. The locomotion on this was driven by a steam turbine, so steam was moving very quickly through a turbine to actually drive the engine. So very, very cool. One of the weirdest things about this engine that you'll notice is it doesn't have chuffing noise once we get it moving, and that's because the steam is going through a turbine, and therefore there's no piston chuffing going on there. Okay, so excuse the shadows here. Lighting is not the best. I wanted to give you a little bit closer look at the engine. You can see all that nice detail there. It has 4 separate smokestacks, which is really cool. Probably will produce a lot of smoke. Moving to the back, you see those separately fitted valves, our whistle. It does have figures in the interior, which is very typical for Broadway Limited. Right now we have it on its closest coupler setting with the tender. That probably won't work on our layout. We have 22-inch radius curves. And though they're not the smallest, a lot of engines can't really work in this close configuration, but I wanted to show what that looked like. Very nice. You can see how close it is to the tender. And then we've got this typical beautiful PRR long tender. And the tender, it's hard to see here, but it actually has 2 trucks with 4 wheel sets each. So it's got a very big wheelbase. Looking at the front again, you can see we've got our marker lights. Those are not lit, they are jewels, but they definitely do their work. As long as you have lights in the room, you'll see kind of that effect of them looking like they're illuminated. There is a headlight on the top there, really nice big can light. And then on the front, we currently have the non-working coupler installed, so more the prototypical coupler, and that hangs down. Okay, so next we're going to go over some of the sound features on the locomotive. As a reminder, Broadway Limited engines come with the smoke unit enabled by default, so as soon as you do like the startup sequence, you will see smoke coming out of the engine. So if you are not planning on running it with smoke or do not have enough smoke fluid, it's important to turn that off when you start it using F7, or you can use the switch underneath the locomotive to disable it physically. So we're going to start off by pressing F9, which is going to start up the locomotive. See the smoke there coming out of the 4 stacks, which is really cool. Alright, now we're going to do our bell, which is F1. And then we're going to do our horn, which is F2. And then we are going to do our freight announcement for F15.
I am clear to set off first, correct? Yes, sir. You're clear to set on. Can I start that? I want to find out how many cars you've got first. Okay. 4 tower.
And then lastly, we're going to have some maintenance sounds, which is F16.
They're trying to let you know something about that broken rail in the yard there. Over. Alright, well, we'll be standing by. You think,
Alright, so we're going to check the coupler height. And that is pretty much dead on, actually, which is pretty typical for Broadway Limited. I haven't had any issues in the past, really, with coupler height for Broadway Limited. It's off sometimes like a little tiny bit, but nothing that would really cause any uncoupling. And next we're going to test pull strength. Alright, about 0.25 kilograms, 0.55 pounds, and 8.8 ounces. Alright, let's get this engine onto the layout so we can see it run around a bit. So you get some views of it running, and it's going to be pulling 4 Pennsylvania Railroad Tuscan Red coaches. All of them are older Rivarossi models. Enjoy! Okay, that is it for our review of the Broadway Limited Pennsylvania Railroad S2 Turbine in Tuscany Red. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you want to see future content from us, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a great day.